Hello and welcome back to Railroads Online. I am Rever, and I have a pond full of logs. I know in the beginning, if you follow the series closely, I was under the impression, falsely, and I had read on the Steam forums that somebody said, well, the pond was full and it wasn't making anything. And they were correct, and I kind of suspected that, but I hadn't dropped off logs again, nor did it matter to me that much. We had plenty of other things to do, like hauling the lumber at the time and getting the iron ore and cordwood and everything else. So if you look, we are at 100 lumber, just in case you were curious about this same thing, and we're at 88 beams. So as soon as we got to 100 lumber, the whole process ground to a halt, except for me throwing more logs in. And so I have not 100, but like 96 logs in here. And I don't want to throw in 6 more because I have a feeling that will delete some of the logs, right? So we'll lose logs. There we go, 96 logs out of 100, which is nice because that let us, let me hit P twice, get up to 3,400 buckaroos. So what I would like to do is put the brakes on this car, and that was really a poor job there. There we go. And come back and do the same thing to the first car. This is actually in a little bit of a valley, so even though there's a heavy load, I'm not worried about it going anywhere. You got to go uphill to go out either direction a little bit. Which is, by the way, why I do tend to make these, like the level point that I pick is above this. So that does help that the cars can't, at least they can't escape this general area. So, why am I doing the unhooking? I would like to take an adventure to go look for a way to get to the coal mine. In particular, I really want to see if there's a way we can go directly from the coal mine to the ironworks, right? I have almost no doubt one way or the other we could find a nice path, and probably even will. Like, I think I might do that no matter what, like go up from the smelter, go to the east, and then down that valley that runs all the way along the right side of the map, and go to the coal mine, because we're going to need to take stuff from the sawmill and the smelter to the coal mine. The coal mine needs, let me look at my list here, beams and rails, right? They're going to come from sawmill and smelter, respectively. And then the problem with the whole thing is that we need to get coal from the coal mine to the ironworks, which is not very far away. And it kind of looks like they're deliberately maybe forcing you to take the long trip around. I don't want to do something, so silly, but I thought, well, there is a bit of a path where you see where the word coal mine is. If you look right above that and then to the left, there seems to be like a path up towards the iron mine. If you know what I'm saying? Like you can see where maybe you could get through right there, but I don't know. Can we get over to the other side to where the refinery is, where you see that mountain? So let's take an adventure, and I figured the best way to probably do that is to, why don't we take a load of lumber. Oops, G gets rid of the map if you do that. All right, so we disconnected, we locked our brakes. Water temperature's dropping, but let's go without the wood. We are ready to go forward, right? Yep, so there we go. So we're all stocked up with logs. We're going to be able to make 100 trips when it comes to the lumber. Maybe not 100, but quite a few. That's some incentive to try to get bigger trains to haul that all the way up to the iron mine. It is a fairly long trip from here for not a lot of money. But it pays off pretty well when you start considering, well, you need it for the iron, and then, driving the iron down there is pretty darn profitable. How does it all work out? I'm not 100% sure. Let me stop right in between these guys, because then I can, we're going to flip this guy so we can back in. Oops, close enough. And we'll flip this guy because we're going to go out that way, and that guy I can see is in the wrong position, so let's change him before I forget and derail. Yeah, as I think about these trips, this guy all the way out here is a real pain to have to switch. I wonder if there's a better system where you can flip back and forth easier. That's the one thing that slows you down when you're coming in and out of it, really going back out of the place after you've dropped off your stuff. All right, now, are we going to get into what? I don't really know what we're going to get into, so I'm not going to worry about, even though we're taking this carts up here, probably a good chance we're going to bring them back to here. But we could be in a whole weeks-long adventure and making railroad tracks without worrying about any more train driving for the next many episodes if we're building rail all the way around to get to that coal mine. That could take quite a while. So we get this guy hooked up. How's everybody doing? I hope your days are going well. Mine are going pretty well. So I do have a bit of a story. I don't usually tell real life stories and interrupt our game, but this one's pretty interesting. The place I used to work, that was kind of harsh there, wasn't it? Oops. Hit the wrong. I like to hit the wrong button there. The place I used to work, and I did repairs for them on their buildings. Was part of what I did. So, are we in the place that we can't? There we go. Now we got attached. They called me up because they weren't sure if the glass people could come, which I don't think they got there yesterday, but they were going to put cardboard in the window because a deer had walked in the front door because they left it open because it was, it's October here, but it was a nice day. and the deer walked. Oh, we got to load this thing up. All right, so what are we going to take? We're going to take some of these. Might as well hit the buttons. All right, it doesn't matter too much how we do this. The deer had walked right in the door. They have a screen door, but they left that open just because I guess it's, I don't know, it doesn't automatically close for fire safety purposes, if nothing else. And the deer literally walked right in this, fairly small office. I was afraid of that. Let's stand down this end and get these going. Walked past a couple people sitting at their desks. Kind of got spooked and then jumped right through the window. I mean, this was it's like a normal window, more or less, like you'd have on your house. And cut itself up a little bit. So there was blood and glass. I haven't seen the whole mess. They probably will have it at least somewhat clean by the time I go there later today. It's very early in the morning as I record. But how about that? Like, imagine just sitting at your office desk on a beautiful fall day when the temperature went up to 70 degrees and deer comes walking in. All right, well, we can hear the logs getting used up. That's good. All right, so now we have this. This is what I do, by the way. This will be all of the lumber, because this, if you think about it, these two carts each have 6. That's 12. These only hold 4 apiece, or 3 apiece, and there's 4 cars, so that's 12. So that's the perfect balance. There's no sense in haul. I mean, you could do 2 separate train loads, but you're going to get to you would have to do. Whoa, we're doing reverse. You would have to do two train loads of beams for each one of the lumber. Let's slow down here. Actually, I think I want to stop right at this guy, right? Oop, I left the lid open the last time. Well, you know what? We really don't need. Let's go forward. I can just tell we're not quite there yet. Let's go for a little bit more. I interrupted myself. Now I don't know what I was saying again. It's a sign of old age. Oh, we were talking about the... I know, like, if I sit there long enough, my brain will restart, you know, like an engine that's stalled. Yeah, so there's really no sense in going too far with these beams, as far as sending too many beams and or the things. You might as well just balance out the train load like this, my opinion. Especially because I think it gets trickier. This way we know when we go up there, we're not going to overflow with one or the other. And now we got to try to stop right at the very end. Do we have markers out here? I don't know what those markers are for. That looks... Oh, I did this thing again. Gosh darn it. Let's just go see. I think we might have been okay. Wrong side. Yes, I think that'll... Should ought to work. Yeah, so this way we make a few bucks. Yep, did work. I do wish there was a way to see the hit boxes. I'm trying to remember what game used to be able to do that. Like, it would just be nice to have a cheat key to say, okay, here's my hit box exactly. This is where it's going to drop what. Because I still tried again after, with hauling all the logs, I tried to get that thing right where the commenter was talking about. I just, you know, like sometimes it was getting so frustrating. It's like I'd rather just take the extra 5 minutes to load the carts. Like, so all it really saves you is moving this thing forward. Oops, probably should have done this first. I do want to say something else here. If we hit F and we're at 0, right? I'm gonna hit F again, or I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw the logs in, 5 of them, and that should equal 10. If you're still at 0, that means you were empty. Right, so you're not wasting any logs to just throw another 5 in. So that's been my new trend. And see how we're at 48. Because while I talked after I threw those first 5 in, like it burned a few off. But there we go. So we should have plenty of water. We should be able to make it up there. I think we just flipped all the switches the right way. So we should be able to head out there. I'm not worried about the ones that are behind us, like over there. Though they'll be at least partially in the wrong direction. I know we don't want to go back up to the logging camp with these cars, but that's okay. We'll just be hopefully cautious on the way back in. And here we go, off to an adventure. The great exploring. It's like we're high. What do they call it when you jump on a rail car? Oh, I forget what the term is. They have a word for it where you ride the rails for free by jumping on the freight car. It's kind of what we're doing to go start our adventure exploring. This will take us down into that area. The only problem I'm afraid of is that we're going to have to go back and get this. Not you and I'll go do it off camera most likely, but we'll see what happens. And then I don't know if it's been a while since we took a trip up to this, and I think we've made a few improvements. We'll see. You guys can see what it's like. I think I'll be generally quiet on the way up there and talk to you when we get to it, unless something exciting happens, which I certainly hope. Oh, we're gonna have to stop by the smelter probably to switch those signals, so I'll have to remember to do that. All right. Oh, you know, another thing I noticed, we're not shooting steam out the side. If you guys watched the end of the last episode, I started shooting steam out of either side. Now it stopped again after I restarted the game. I have no idea. I don't know. That was odd. It just started for a while and then it stopped. All right, so let me be quiet and I'll talk to you in a minute. Now that we're coming down here, I was just thinking, where do we go? I guess those mountains over there is the... I could see the waterfall for a minute over here. I'm wondering if we have to go up and around that way to get up there to that other portion of the map on the right-hand side. 'Cause right now we're facing north, I think, right? Oh, I can't get into the map while we're in the train. We'll see what happens here. I have to come to a stop. I just want to think about it, like, kind of where we're at and where we might have to go around the other side. So the only negative, well, it's a lot of plus. Life is a plus and minus of everything, right? Let's take the brake off a little bit. Yeah. At least this one is the wrong way. And then I'd like to, maybe now that we have some money, we cut down enough trees to see that other. There you go. Nah, we're not going to see that other anyway, huh? Too far around the turn. We could probably cut these, make it as visible as possible. And it's the right way, so we're in good shape. Yeah, maybe cut this one more. Not sure if that's going to help or not, but. All right, so now that we're here, all right, where are we looking to go? Yeah, somewhere over this direction. So those mountains that we're looking at are the other side of the mountains that are below us, right? So in other words, we come over this way where we can see a little bit better. Yeah, we're kind of looking down, like, so. Oh, right up there, you can see them. See right up ahead, there's some gray, like right above the tracks. That's the start of those mountains, and we're going to the right. So we would go right down this way somehow. Right, that we would have to head this way, which I'm wondering. Yeah, let's head up the tracks here, just see where they take us. And I want to stop when we get to the spot that's across the next bridge and up the hill, like where we had originally gone too far in our big long loop, and then we shortened it. There's like a plateau right there. Just want to see if that would be a good place to separate. I'm not sure exactly where it is on the map. I'll show you what I mean when we get there. All right, I'm gonna make some noise, I hope, and we need more fuel, but we'll refuel when we stop up ahead. It's my first time through this. I don't want to go too fast, but I think it's a nice smooth change. Just is a little bit sharp right here, but shouldn't be too bad. No, we're getting a little better at laying tracks, huh? Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, once we get up the hill here, stop so we're not starting on the hill, or at least not the worst of the hill. Alright, so let's just do two things. Throw more wood in there, but yeah, see, this is what I was thinking. If we, let's take this down. If we head over that way, oops. All right, if we were to come up here, and remember when we first started, if you guys are diligent followers of the stream, we headed this way, and I think if we head off in that direction, see that? We're going to go on around the other side. This is exactly what I was wondering. Right? And we could probably go all the way down there, this direction, and get to the coal mine, which is good because we got to bring things from the smelter, right? I don't think we're going to get... But we'll see. Let's see if we can make it through like a continuation of this line. And then once we're down there, we can explore. I'll explore mostly by myself in that sense, but I think it'll just be running around through the trees mostly. And then once I get to interesting and exciting things, we'll go from there, you know. Well, I'll show you once I figure out the path. I'll show you the path. So there's no doubt we can hook up that coal mine that way, but let's see if there's some shortcuts without being too ridiculous about the way we build track. Oops, I forgot to add firewood. Hate to lose all my speed right here, but it's better than losing it on that hill, right? For some reason we only got up to 9. Why is that? So at least that'll get us going. Get us up this hill. might as well unload. Get some iron ore. How much? I think there's very little iron ore. I emptied out most of what was here. So what do we have in there? 15. Oh, yeah, 15. So this would get us up to 37, which is a load. Is one trip if we. Oops, going way too fast. Be pretty exact with this one here. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to do this. There's no sense in doing this during our exploration, right? Why don't we get to explore? And I can always unload that later on. There you go. We'll worry about that later. So where are we at? So this got us all the way down to here. And I'm kind of looking right straight here. I mean, I don't know if we could get up there and over this hill, but let's just go see if we can head this direction. Climb to the top of one of those hills and see. We can't tell, but I definitely can see where, we're on the mountain, the other side of this mountain this way is where the coal mine is, but there seems to be a little bit of a low spot, like right in that direction that I'm facing. Let's go see what that looks like. That would be awful tough to get up this with a train. See, that's kind of just going around the other side, like, yeah, this would be, okay, I'm not saying it's impossible. What I did was I climbed up, if you look at where I'm at on the map, I climbed up to, like right through there would be a bit of a valley that you could possibly, I mean, like right, you can't see it, but right down over this way is where the logging camp is. And I mean, I think you could, again, I'm not saying it would be impossible, but it'd be very difficult to get up to that down there. But I climbed up here because I think somewhere right over in that direction, like right kind of beyond this hill, the one that's straight ahead, somewhere right over there is the logging camp. And I'm looking at the map. It certainly seems like there could be a way up to here, especially, and then could you jump over to that plateau right there? See how that's kind of a low spot? What I want to do now is let me go over to this mountainside as best I can, and we can see what it looks like to go from there, because I can almost picture like a bridge across here, right? Or even see how there's that right there. So let's try to get over to that spot. You know what? Maybe we just run over there together. I guess it's not that far. All right, picture we have like a bridge right here, maybe up to here. Does that get us somewhat reasonably over into the other side? We seem to be climbing. I don't know if we just see what this looks like. It kind of ran out of. Yeah, we could definitely jump across that, right? One way or the other. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe even stay down there. No, that down there is. You might even consider coming up that way, right? Like, as opposed to coming all the way up this high. But what happens if we. And I could definitely see a bridge across that being semi-realistic. And then we'd be over to here. It's a long way down. We wouldn't probably want to go that way. Now, see, yeah, that's where we might just head. Yeah, right down here. All right, can we get... There's nothing. Where are we looking? Yeah, so like that is definitely the way we would need to go, but I don't see a clear and obvious developer path like we had up there. I almost don't want to go down that because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get back up. So really, that's sort of a well, maybe we could go this way, right? Yeah, could we just like skirt the side of that hill? Let's go up top here and look down. Or maybe do we stay? No, we really don't want to climb the mountain any more than we already have. Yeah, see, if we could get down to that plateau. So the hardest part would be getting up to here. See, I wonder if we couldn't just cut across like that way. Right, and then down, look over. Okay, cool. This is a nice spot to stand. Where's the refinery? Is that what we're looking at? Yep, that must be the refinery right there. That is the ironworks, and then probably somewhere off in that direction is the oil field. Yeah, that really could kind of work, couldn't it? Come down there, somehow work your way, because by the time you get to this, so would we build a... Yeah, that doesn't seem... Well, we need to get up to here, though. Yeah, we really need to get to this spot. Huh. Yeah, I think that might be worth it. I don't know if it would be the first thing I did, but it certainly seems possible, right? So let's take a look over this way. Yeah, I'm thinking, could we come... That's too steep here, but... Is there a ridge or a line? Yeah, I'm kind of looking for these things, like... Yeah, this is some mountain goat territory for sure. Yeah, we might be able to work our way. Yeah, this is kind of what I was looking at. We might be able to work our way here. Would be better to work and then up and over. So part of my debate is this worth it versus just going around the long way? It sort of just depends on, I think, getting up over that spot. And I think we could do it even if, especially if we suspended reality a little bit. So where are we going? So we probably want to go this way. Coal mine is going to be somewhere right over here. That's big ravine. Yeah, that's heading that way. So yeah, the coal mine's going to be yeah, see, we're up in the hills. This wouldn't be the way I would choose to go. That's for sure. Let's get up over this ridge here. Yeah, could you like run along this ridge? Where does this take us to? Looks like a friendly place to build a railroad, relatively speaking. I think we're heading right to the coal mine, and we're heading awful close. And that's where I'm wondering, it's, you know, when we, mostly I'm thinking of this, not because of geography, but because I know that's how they did the iron mine there. You know, which is fair enough. They made the map friendly enough that you're not. And definitely liking this if it takes us to the coal mine. Certainly. Seems to be taking us in that area, because we could run this all the way back up there possibly. Did I miss it? Is it up here? See if we can't get up that hill too much. I'm awful suspicious that that thing is a nice path to what? All right, let me find this coal mine and I'll be right back. Wait, where are we at? Yeah, I think I went past it somehow. All right. Okay, I obviously found it. So here we go. So what do we have? We have beams drop off, and we have the pickup. Look at the way they did this. A little. I guess we can cut right through those, but that's a little bit awkward. Just like the coal mines, you know. But it's also like separated. So I don't know. Would we try to do combined loads, or just bring up 50 rails and then 50? I don't know how many of these can we bring up. 20. So if you're wondering how to get here, what I did was I was down a layer, right? So I could tell that there's a path one way or the other out of here. All right, so we were like down on that level right there. As I came down, I went this way. All right, so I guess the thing to do is to start making a path out of here. And I could see where we might want to go that way, but I'm tempted to want to try to go this way to see if, you know, that takes me up to where we were just talking about to get to the ironworks more directly. So let's see if that's a thing, right? We'll come. Oh, look, there's a road right there. Let's just follow this, but I'll raise my own. Definitely want variable grade here. All right, so go back down a little bit. This is not. That's too much. This is purely just for marking purposes. Oops. Maybe some of it'll last, but no, it's really just. So this is the turn we kind of missed. Easy enough to see why. Okay, well, that's a thing there, but let's see. Looks like straight ahead. I'm going to take my chances on a bridge. Just for the sake of marking, if nothing else. Hopefully we can get back up this other side without grass. Yep, right there. See that? Yep, right here. Yeah. Yeah, these guys have left us paths to these things. I think it's just a matter of finding them. So that's where I'm really kind of curious. To see if there's a path to the other side. Of of these hills. Oh, I'm doing constant grade. It's not that it matters that much at this point, but I don't want it to be blocking my view, and even when I come back, I want it to be, that's probably good there. At least somewhat realistic, I guess. Alright, so we should be getting to a point of if we're going to have a way to, oops, let's go. Accidentally hit shift. Yeah, let's see where we're at in a second here. Yeah, we're not even near it, so we're just working our way around that spot, right? So like up closer to where it says iron mine is where we'd have a chance of getting back up. We're going down, so yeah, let's just keep going. Oops. This way. And this is where I wish they had a, I don't know, like a system where you could leave a yellow markers or something, or even a string line of some sort that would just mark where you wanted to go. I don't think we're going to stay even very long, but this is actually back to even. All right, I'm getting lost. Not lost, but yeah. So this is where we would have to, if we're going to cut across there. Yeah, I can see where this is gonna. I can almost see the line of the road. It's going to spin around here. Let's confirm that, right? All right. If we keep following this, and I think I think they intended us to like stay further up this way. I kind of went down the hill a little bit too much. All right, but see how this is almost like this crest was like somebody built a railroad track right across here. Yep, and I bet you that's the way down into that valley, and then all the way back over to the smelter that way. So the real question is, once we're not the real question, but a big question is, can we get up? Right, we're right here. Can we get up this way? Right, that's the way we would. Well, let's. Let me make that clear. Variable grade. All right. Where did it go? Oh, up here. Right. So that's the way we would head back down. And again, this is just for marking purposes. Could we get up? Is there an obvious way that we could start heading up? Like that line right there. Is that? Yeah, let's just see what that does for us. Oops, not constant grade. Let's do variable. Right. So if we were to that's 10. That's all we can do. All right, so let's go take a look at where we're at. Yeah, we just have to get. Oops. If you can't walk up it, you probably can't build a railroad track on it. That's for sure. All right, so we're. Hmm. Well, I say, for the sake of both this episode and just ease, because again, I don't know that we're going to be able to get up this. But then, I don't know that we can't either. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we just have to start from further over this way, right? Like you can see, if we get up this hill, there's like this line right here. Like if we could try to stay up on that, we could do it. But I'm thinking that that's sort of like the secondary thing that we might try to do, right? Like, in the meantime, let's just see if we can't follow this out. Right, just going this way, at least till it becomes very clear. That we have a good path. Uh-oh. Oh, no, this way. Let's see, which way are we? No, I think it would go. Yeah, so do we need a bridge or something? Very easy to lose your bearings in the trees. Yeah, so how do we get up onto this? Or were we intended to go down this way? Seems like I might have taken a wrong turn. Let's get rid of. I don't want too many paths. Other. Yeah, look at that. That's sort of, oops, was sort of screaming out, go down this way, wasn't it? And I started going up that other. All right, let's start from here again. That's constant. Stop doing constant. All right, so we're going to head. Head down this way. Okay. Well, once again, twice in 2 episodes, the power got cut off. And again, we've had beautiful weather. There's no storms in the sky, but we've been messed up. But of course, it happens at the end. So I had to go back and redo the whole thing again. So I got our trail over to here. It might look a little bit better, but there's still plenty of work to work out an actual railroad track. It did give me the chance. I did run over across here to try to see where we would go, right? And I'm thinking we try to get up onto that ridge. There's a ridge on the right-hand side of the map, but the left-hand side of that valley. And it looks like we could run that all the way down and join up with our line that's at the north side of this mountain that's above us, right? So I don't think there's too much chance of, going to the iron mine. That's just going to be tough. We might one day, but let's see if we can't get a bridge from either here or maybe a little bit further over this way and cut across there, right? So I'll show you what I mean. And that probably will be enough for the episode. So the only question is like, will we hit that hill if we launched from like right here? Right. And then the other problem we're going to have is this bridge is probably going to be, it's probably going to be a little bit higher. So let's see, a little bit too long. I don't know. I think I just put up a bridge as a marker. Let's do it from here since that's where our road is. And if we don't like where we end up, which is significant chance of that, and then we'll go from there. And then once we get over this side, if it makes sense, I think that'll be a good place to end the episode, and we'll try to get to where this is level and just see. Yeah, see, that's the end of the bridgeability. Let's just see where I'm standing right now. Yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking of. I don't know. It might be a little bit over further this way. All right. So let's just do that. Let's just see what this. Now the other thing is just to go down into that valley, but I think. Yeah, no, is this a big hump? I just want to see what. Hopefully we don't. Yeah, see, this is up on that. This is where we want to be to. Now, can I get that bridge to? Maybe we shoot for like right here. Yeah, look at that. That's sort of looking like a path, isn't it? Yeah. Or enough of a path. Let's see if we can get that bridge. Doesn't have to be dead straight. Maybe we'll even. Yeah, look at that. Is it down here all the way? But what if we do 10% grade? How far can we make it? Let's see. Let's just place it. Try to place it. Tree's blocking me. All right. Let's see what 10% grade did for us. Look at that, 10% grade. But I think that would, I mean, just looking at this, I think that that's going to be a pretty clear shot that whole way down from here. So in between the episodes, I'll go confirm that. And then the other thing I think we need to talk about is making this not quite so steep. But remember, we were running. See, I'm thinking what we could do. Look at that. We could go like over there. Yeah. All right. I'm going to come back in the next episode. And I think we're going to go. Well, maybe we'll do it real quick because we have. It's not like I turn into a pumpkin at exactly. We could have a bridge that goes from. It's going to have to turn. It's about the right height. Yeah, this is probably about the right height, right? So we'll just start a bridge here again. It's like a marker. I'm going to try to head. Look at that. Let's go down. Come on. So that's where it ends. It's pretty close. Come on. All right, so that's what, 6% downgrade. You just go 5% downgrade. That's a lot better. All right. Let's do shift. Go up a little bit. Boom. All right, that's not what we want, but this, I think this was that other path. It's not what we want in the sense that it's flat and there's a lot of issues there, but all right, this is the other way we had gone. I really want to go downhill. Ooh. Keep hitting the wrong button. Right, let's go. Yeah, let's just stay level for this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Oh, it's up above my head. There we go. That's -1. All right, there's our path. One way or the other. We'll just leave that like that for the sake of... Yeah. All right, well, I think that gets us over there. Oh, this isn't... Did I use constant grade or something again? Sorry, constant grade does give you a good idea of where you're going. We're going to have to build an actual track here, but I think this is really, of course, this has to be changed to be something a train could go over. But that's it. Yeah, I think we could have a nice bridge across here. There's the waterfall. All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you don't mind that I come on over here and I'll run down, and then I'll have to run back up to the train. I might take that back down to the sawmill, but I'm just going to probably try to run down here, make sure it's as flat as it looks on the map. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode, and we'll come back with a plan for, building a railroad track. I might even lay one in here as I go, just for the sake of it, so we can find our way back to this spot. But I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.